Which screen recording tool is best for you in 2026? I've recorded close to 4,000 screen recordings. Yes, that's correct, 4,000. And I've used them for YouTube content, business communication, tutorials, even cold intros, and even updating family and friends. And after testing every major screen recorder out there, I am gonna break down the 3 top tools I actually use, when to use them, and by the end of this video, give you a perfect decision framework so you can choose the best tool for you and your team. Now, real quick before we begin, I do have affiliate links down below for you to get started with any of these tools. The more clicks, the more I can negotiate with these brands to get you a better offer with those links down below. So if you find value in this video and decide to use one of the tools mentioned, it would mean the world to me if you click that link down below to get started. Now, I have done millions of dollars of business online, and video has been a huge part of that. Whether it's for my YouTube channel or communicating with a client, it has allowed me to win new contracts and work with people who I've never met before. I even remember before I found Loom, I would use the built-in screen recorder on my Mac and then upload that video to YouTube and then set it as unlisted and send that link to a client. That was an overkill process that took so much time that once I found Loom, literally was a no-brainer. Here is what I've learned. The tool you need is going to depend entirely on your goal. Now let's get started with Loom, because this is probably the tool you've heard of or maybe even used before. Loom is great for some key things. It is hands down the best tool for business communication. So if you need to record a video, send someone a link and know when they've watched it, Loom is the best. I've been using Loom for 6 years, and out of the 4,000 videos, 3,500 of those videos are in my Loom account. You could see it on the screen now. I keep using it because it does exactly what it's supposed to. It makes video communication fast and trackable. For instance, let's say I need to walk a client through some website feedback. I could open up Loom, hit record, talk through my screen for a few minutes, stop recording, and within 10 seconds have a shareable link that I could send to them. I put it in an email, I hit send, and then boom, the client gets to watch it. And as soon as they start watching it, I get a notification that they have engaged with it. For me in business, the ability to know when someone has watched the video is a huge plus. I've even sent emails before where I send them a Loom and I don't get a notification that they've watched the video, but they reply. And then what I'll do is I'll be like, hey, did you actually get a chance to watch the video? Because the answer to their question is in the video. And I have found so much benefit from sending a proposal or a pitch to someone I've never met before with a video. I have had more times than not clients say they absolutely love working with me because of Loom. And now with all the AI features that auto generates the title, the description, creates summaries, you could even create docs and fancy like documents or anything you want within Loom around a video. The power of what it provides as a business communication tool or creating SOPs is really powerful. Now there are some areas that Loom falls short, especially compared to the 2 other tools that we're going to talk about. When it comes down to making a video look polished and cinematic and doing zoom ins and moving your cursor around and zooming out and doing all of that, Loom doesn't offer any of that. Plus there's no fancy backgrounds. So it's totally functional, but it's not as customizable post-production once you produce a video. For example, if at one part of the video you just want to remove your face off of the screen, you can't really do that. Where with Screen Studio and Tella you can. Also, if you are recording long format content for YouTube or courses, Loom isn't really built for that. It works, but it's gonna be a little bit finagled or feel a little cheap. Yes, you could cut a video up so you could cut out certain sections, but you can't really edit the core video. Now, let's talk about Loom's pricing. Out of any of the tools, Loom has a free plan that is the best. So you could record 25 videos up to 5 minutes each in the free plan. Honestly, that's solid for you to get in there, test it, and get an experience with it. I personally use the business and AI plan, which is about $20 a month right now, and by and far it is worth every penny. Now, bottom line for Loom, if you are in business, consulting, you are a freelancer, an entrepreneur, sales, support, or you're working with a remote team and you need the ability to send videos quickly, to talk through software, to talk through a process of how to do something, and also be able to track when a video gets watched, Loom is the best for that. I cannot emphasize enough when it comes to business communication, Loom is my go-to. But not every video you're gonna wanna record is gonna be for business communication. So this brings us to Screen Studio, and this one is so interesting because it fundamentally is different than Loom and Tella. Now, what Screen Studio is great at is a few things. It is hands down the most beautiful screen recording experience I've ever used. Now, some of the most aesthetic videos I've seen on social or on websites that walk you through the software were recorded with Screen Studio. So when you record with Screen Studio, it automatically does these really smooth zoom ins and zoom outs with your cursor. You could customize the cursor, you could hide the cursor, you could do a lot of customization within it. It is really powerful, and you could also further edit the video once it's been made. It also adds in beautiful backgrounds, shadows, and different ways that you could present your screen and present yourself in the video. What I love compared to the other tools as well is that you could export at 60 frames per second in 4K, and I just don't think Loom even offers you that as an option. So I love Screen Studio, especially when I'm recording B-roll for any of my YouTube videos, or when I'm creating a demo that I want it to look really, really good. Now, as someone who reviews software, some of the things I love are little surprisingly delightful moments, little nuance in the software that just makes the experience like marvelous. Now, one feature I love is the ability to record your screen and the camera, but you could actually hide your camera while you're recording your screen, because when I'm on my laptop, I don't have a ton of real estate, and sometimes I do need to just hide myself so I can see everything on my screen. That means there's no awkward moments in the video where you're clicking and dragging and having to move yourself around where the viewer can't see it, but you know it, and it's just a nuance in the recording process. Once you finish the video, it'll put your face in there, and then you could customize it in post-production. Now, the surprising thing is that Screen Studio is actually the cheapest option out of the three, but we might find out why when we talk about a few of the shortcomings. So there are three major things I've run into using Screen Studio. The first is all the files are going to be saved locally on your computer, which in some ways could be okay, but that means they're not automatically being uploaded to the cloud. And I want to be clear, you can generate a shareable link, but it doesn't do that right away because you most likely will need to edit the video before you do that. So if you're recording a ton of videos like I do, remember I've recorded close to 4,000, that would eat up all my hard drive space so quickly. And personally, one of the things I love about Loom is that I don't have to go back into my history and delete certain things because it's unlimited storage. With Screen Studio, it will eat up all my computer space eventually, which this kind of points out why I love Loom for business communication, because it generates a link immediately. Now, the second thing is major, and I'm really bummed out about this. I've emailed their team about it, but I haven't heard back. Screen Studio has a major audio clipping bug. Sometimes I will record a video like this and record it all in Screen Studio, do a 15-minute video and just flow, where I want to do it in a way that I could just record the whole thing, upload it to YouTube, and be done. No editing required. But unfortunately, and this has happened multiple times, somewhere in the middle of the video, the audio just gets clipped. This doesn't happen any other time I record, and I have no idea why it's happening. But I will lose a word or a phrase in the audio, and there's no way to recover that. And it's just awkward. You just can't have a missing gap in the middle of the video. So to do all of that work and then end up with a video that I can't publish is just a waste of time, and it sucks because you sometimes feel like you're in the flow, you put all this work into it, and then it's gone. And this leads to the third. I've emailed their support multiple times about this, which you'll see on the screen, and I haven't gotten any type of response. And this has been for months, so it feels like this is just like a side project for the guys who started it, which I hope they would take it more seriously because it is actually really, really powerful and beautiful. Now, with that out of the way, I do want to share one pro tip that I've done a lot because I really love Screen Studio, but I also love some of the power of Loom when it comes to combining these two tools. What I'll do is, especially if I'm doing some type of cold intro and I need to walk through software, just highlight some things, I will do the video with this camera, so you get this quality camera, share my screen, do it in Screen Studio, do the edit, export it, and then upload it to Loom, because then then I'll get the trackable, like, hey, someone just watched this video email, which means the world to me because now I know they're engaging with my content. I actually did this with Dan Martell and had a great conversation with him. He emailed me back and was like, dude, this is so cool and creative. Why? Because it feels like I put so much effort into creating the video when literally I just sat down, had the software, put it together, and was done in 5 minutes. So the bottom line here is if you are a designer, a founder, or you are showcasing a SaaS product, maybe you're even a content creator who just wants the most beautiful screen recordings possible, Screen Studio is gorgeous. Just be aware if you are trying to do more long format content, more than 5 minutes, I'd say, you're gonna have to be very wary of recording all of it and then having your audio clipped. Now, one feature I really wish that Screen Studio had was AI to then generate a title based on the transcript of the video, the same way Loom does it. Because remember, everything is saved locally. If I'm trying to find something, they're all saved with these like arbitrary dates and information, and I have to remember to save everything and name everything. It's just a lot of extra work that I'm not really a big fan of. Now, this brings us to the third one, Tella, and I would really say this is an all-in-one creator tool and sits right in the middle perfectly. In some ways, Tella makes me question if I still need Loom or Screen Studio because it does both really well. So on one end, it is fast like Loom, and it's also on the other end beautiful like Screen Studio. But the added benefit is that they have way more editing power than either tool. Now, what's really cool about Tella is that I could actually create a studio production YouTube style video with Tella, and at the same time, if I just want to do business communication and send a link to a client immediately, I could do that as well. So that means you could add in beautiful backgrounds, and you also have a really robust editor. You could cut clips, you could speed things up, you could add text overlays, you could add in zoom ins, you could do different layouts at different parts of the video. There are so many options. Now, the best part in that is that you could actually use AI with any of these features so that it could generate what it thinks is best throughout the video. So for example, if you need different layouts in the video, kind of like this video where I'm full screen sometimes and other times I'm like just a circle in the corner or like cut out on the side somewhere, it can do that for you. And then from there, you could just edit it to what you like, what you prefer, and you could do the same thing with the zooms. You could have it generate all of that for you, and then from there, you could go in, customize it, remove some, add some, do whatever you like. The best part is all of this is being directly uploaded to the cloud immediately, so you get a shareable link fast. The audio quality was great as well. I didn't run into any clipping issues. So if you're a course creator, a YouTuber, or someone who is building tutorials, Tella is incredible. You can basically eliminate the need for a separate video editor for a lot of your content. They do have a 7-day free trial, so you could test it out risk-free, but you wouldn't be able to export a video on that 7-day trial. You'll need to actually start paying before you could export it. Now, a few downfalls of Tella. The big one is going to be price. On all three of these tools, this is the most expensive at $26 a month for their smallest plan, which this is more expensive than Loom and is definitely more expensive than Screen Studio. But because Tella has so many features, and if you are using it in this format like content creation, you're gonna get a lot of value from it. So bottom line, if you are a content creator, a course creator, or someone who wants to publish polished videos without needing an editor to do everything, and you're willing to pay a little bit more for it, Tella is a no-brainer. Now, let me give you a framework. So when it comes to Loom, if you're in business, consulting, sales, support, anything where there's a lot of money moving, or you're working on a remote team, Loom is phenomenal. And if you also need a fast, trackable way to send video communication, and if you want to send video links via email and know when people watch them, and you don't need heavy editing or cinematic quality, you are in the right place with Loom. You could use their free plan, and their cheapest plan is still really affordable. Now, when it comes to Screen Studio, if you are a designer, founder, SaaS company, content creator, anyone who wants to prioritize the aesthetic side of the video creation process, especially if you need it for B-roll, this is your tool. The biggest issue is the audio clipping as well as the lack of support. Those become really big decision factors if that is important to you. Finally, if you are a content creator, course creator, YouTuber, and you want to go all in and be able to record, edit, and share videos from your computer, Tella is it. Now, for me personally, I actually use all three tools simultaneously. I may get rid of Screen Studio and just use Tella instead, but I need a little bit more experience with it over time to make sure it fully does what I need. It's really nice that with Screen Studio, you have up to 3 devices, so my editor could have it on his computer while I have it on my computer, all with the same subscription. But it does bring up a valid point of maybe it's okay to have 2 subscriptions because one is for business communication and one is for B-roll for YouTube. And if that's your use case, maybe there isn't a one size fits all, or you try to squeeze it together with Tella. Now, don't forget there are links down below for you to get started, and the more people who click it, the more I will negotiate with the brands to get you special offers. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. With that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.